there is something truth about prayer. The enemy knows that prayer works, and the enemy knows that God is real. That's why, you see, in many countries here in Europe, they are trying to ban prayer. It's in schools and in events and so on. So, and the last year's Olympics, people were not allowed to pray. So Christians had to go in secret places in order for them to pray. But I'm happy that some of them were actually praising Jesus, were giving glory to Jesus after they win the medal. But the event organizers and those who were in charge didn't want that to happen. You see why? Because they know that prayer works. You see, they know that prayer is true, and it's like the demons. They are always against the truth. You see, they get offended by truth. I say so. If God doesn't exist, or if Jesus doesn't exist, you see, no one would be offended, because let's say someone is just saying some random things, like if probably start saying that, oh, now I believe that there is some purple smoke in Mars, so that purple smoke, if I tell it something, I will get blessed or something like that. And I start saying, like, nobody will ask me to stop it, because everybody knows that this is bullshit. This doesn't work. There is nothing like that, you see. But because they know that God exists, you see, so that's why they want to stop you from praying, you see. Otherwise, even like in ourselves, we know that we hate the truth also in our living. Like everybody knows that stealing is wrong, hate is wrong, or adultery is wrong, all this kind of things. But if someone preaches that adultery is wrong or something like that, those people who indulge in those activities, or drinking or smoking is wrong or something like that, they get offended. Like, you see, we get offended because we know that this person is talking the truth, but we want to do these things. Even the guys who manufacture alcohol or who manufacture like cigarettes, they even write that cigarettes is hazardous to your health, or alcohol can be hazardous to your health, or something like that. They write it, and it's true. And even the Bible also say it, because this is true. But when someone we know say those things, we get offended because we know that this is truth. But we don't get offended if someone say maybe some random things, because we try to judge ourselves. We try to judge others based on how we judge ourselves. So that is the same thing. Like the people who don't pray, or who because they know that what they are doing is evil. So if someone praises prayer or say something good about prayer, then they get offended, because they start to judge this person based on how they judge themselves. You see, so it's the same thing. Like when people say homosexuality is wrong or something like that, you see, those people, they get offended. Why? Because they already judge themselves, you see. So they start to judge you like, oh, you should be inclusive. This, because they start to judge you based on how they judge themselves. It's like if someone come and say and laugh at me and say, you don't know, like you have no idea how exciting or how fun it is to be, or like to be in a relationship with someone from the same sex or something like that. If someone comes to me and say like, you are so left behind, like I will not get offended, because I don't judge myself. Like I will not judge them based on how I judge myself, because I think what I think I'm doing is already correct. So what they are saying is like false. There's nothing true about it. So I will not get offended. Like, but if someone says the truth, then you get offended. You see? So if let's say I'm like dressing nice and I know myself that I'm dressing nice, and someone just put a comment like, "Oh, your color doesn't match" or something like that. But if I know that I am dressing smart, I will not get offended because I already like approved myself that I am dressing smart today. So, but if I already judged myself that, oh, I'm not dressing smart, and if someone tells me, because I know this is, because to me this is the truth, you see, so I get offended about it. That like how can someone say that I'm not dressing smart? But because I already judged myself that, okay, my dress is not so nice today or something like that. So that is the same thing like we do when we hear the truth that we have already judged ourselves, we start to get offended. You see, so when you get offended, see, when people get offended, they know that this is true, right? So that is the same thing that we have to just believe in prayer, and we have to just believe in God, because the enemy like knows even way better than us that prayer works. You see. So most of the Christians, they maybe like do get away, we even sometimes feel tired of praying. We think like, oh, I'm tired. But you see, this is the works of the enemy. The enemy is trying to prevent you from praying because he knows that prayer works. So when this happens, try to force even yourself to pray, even when you don't like it. You see. So yeah, that's it.